Nothing will be impossible for you.
So we use the scripture this week. If you have faith of a mustard seed, and you tell a mountain to move, and it will move. And I truly believe this week we have been through a lot of stuff, but we all had faith, and it can move mountains. Not this last week, but 2 weeks ago, I was at church camp, and I got an email from the people that we were supposed to be working for, and they let me know that they weren't going to have any work for us. We were supposed to be doing drywall and some demoing, and they canceled on us Wednesday, and we were leaving on Sunday. So we had to put in some legwork and figure out what we were going to do. But I truly do believe that God put us in the place where we needed to be. We worked at the camp that we were staying at. We split wood, and we split wood, and we split wood. And then we took out some furniture out of the house, ripped up some carpet and some tile and linoleum. We did a lot of cleaning. And we ended up at a thrift store also. We were working, sorting, and this thrift store was providing meals. There's like 13 of them in the greater Knoxville area, between Knoxville, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge. They're all over the place. There's 13 of them. And they provide meals for people that just don't have it. And so while we were there, not only did we sort, but we also then went and sorted some more. So we did a lot of sorting and a lot of chopping of wood while we were there. Also, you'll see in a little bit when we play our video, some of our boys really wanted to go to a thrift store, pawn shop, and so they ended up buying some stuff, which you'll get to see, and it's just some crazy boys thinking that they're funny and they're cowboys and whatever. Also, at the place where we stayed, we had to dig a ditch down the hill, and that was hard work, and 2 different groups got to do it, and I think when they got back, their backs hurt so bad that they just had to lay down for a little bit of time. While we were splitting wood, we got to see a copperhead, and a lot of people were really excited about seeing the copperhead. I was not, because I didn't want any of my kids or my adults getting bit. So they ended up coming and getting the copperhead, and after it was dead, some of the kids got to hold it, and it was really cool getting to see that some of them face their fears. Chase hates snakes, hates them, and he got to hold up a snake, and it was just really cool. With all that, with all the work, we also had tons of fun. And you'll get to see that in the video in a little bit. But from the Disney singing to the dance parties to Tyler rocking out in the evening on the guitar, we just had so much fun. All the cards and all the meals we had together, and all the worship and the messages, and being able to have communion together was really, really good. Right now, I'm going to talk to you guys. If you gave your life to Christ or recommitted your life, just please stand up. These kids made a decision that they were going to either follow Christ for the first time or rededicate their life. So I just think this is awesome, and I would just want to... So we're going to move into a time where they can respond to a question they've been answering all week. So I'm going to call your name, and then you just line up along this stage, and then we'll get to answer an awesome question. So Tyler, Allie, Emily, Chase, Neil, Rebecca, Lily, Shay, Evan, and Braden. You guys spread out so the adults can get in between you guys. Next slide. We got Brooke, Tracy, Deb and Deb, Dorothy, Jeff, Don, Tiffany, Dave, Buster, Donna, Michelle, Megan, and John. Bob's not here this morning, right? All right, so we've been practicing this all week. We've been talking in our small groups. So, where have you seen God at work, and what has this trip meant to you? Say your name, how many mission trips you've been on, and then answer that question. We'll start with Brooke.
Okay, I'm Brooke. This was my 5th mission trip, I think. And this week, I just saw God in each and every one of the kids. There were some of them that were scared, and they just all stepped out of their comfort zones and tried new things. And it was really awesome to just see them grow this week. This trip meant a lot to me. All of us got really close over the week, and it was just a great time.
My name's Tyler, and I saw God this week, and everyone, their enjoyment and their smiles and their laughter, and I also saw God in Shay's because it was really encouraging to me, and it inspired me to pursue my Christianity, and yeah.
My name's Allie. This was my first mission trip. I saw God through all the leaders. They definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone. And I'm very, very thankful for that. I recommit to God this week, which is pretty exciting. So.
Hi, I'm Tracy, and this is my 5th, 6th, I don't remember anymore, mission trip. Where did I see God this week? I have been thinking about this for hours. I guess I would have to say within the band. We bring a band with us every year, and everybody seems like they say, "Oh, well, it is the band," but it's more than them coming on this trip and playing music for us. These guys are hard workers, and they put themselves out there. They get out there and they work, and they make relationships with each one of these kids. And I think each one of these kids could say that they're friends with one of them, if not all of them. And they love on your kids. They loved on our cooks, our Donna and Dorothy. They make a huge impact on each one of these kids' lives, and sometimes I don't think they get the recognition that they deserve. Later, you're going to be able to give a free will donation to them, and I just want you to think about how they've affected your child as a parent, a grandparent, or a friend. They don't charge us to go. They go because they want to go, and they have a big bus out there that takes a whole lot of gas. So I would say it was the band.
Well, I'm this is my 2nd mission trip, and I've seen God in everybody pretty much, how hard they've been working this week, and it just means a lot to me just getting to know each and every one of them.
I'm Deb. I've been thinking about this a lot, but Brooke and I were the leaders with a group, and we had 4 of your children, and 3 of the 4 had never been on a mission trip before, and they were pretty quiet at the beginning of the week. But as the week went along, you could just see the Spirit of God working in them, and it was just amazing. Thank you for allowing us to take them with us. God was definitely with us all week.
I'm Chase, and this is my first mission trip. I guess going on this mission trip, I thought I was just going to hang out with Neil the entire time. But that was not the case whatsoever. I got to know pretty much everybody really, really well. A lot more than I expected, which was really good.
I'm Debbie, and this is my second mission trip. And where I saw God, I just saw Him in so many different places this week, from the beauty of the surroundings, the Smoky Mountains that we were in. It was absolutely gorgeous where we were. The people that we helped were so appreciative of these kids and all the work that they did, because it was kind of unexpected, and I guess they didn't really expect us to work as hard as we did, because we did split a lot of wood and we dug a lot of ditches, and it was very hard work. But these kids were amazing, and I saw God in the way that they, because we started off as teams, but we slowly merged into other teams and worked with other groups, and we just all came together and worked as a team. And I just saw God in these kids and their relationships, and how hard they worked and how well they got along, and the leaders as well. And we had great cooks, and we're so thankful for that.
My name is Neil. This is my 4th mission trip, and I saw God in how well everyone in this group got together and had fun with everyone. And in the previous trips I went on, there's been groups. Every meal they'd sit with the same people, and I was in a group with the same people. And this year it was kind of everyone interacted with everybody, and we all had a great time all together.
I'm Jeff. This is, I think, my 14th mission trip. I think I saw God at work this week a lot in helping a lot of people overcome fears and trepidations. See Tracy being the first one going off on a zip line, that was a lot of overcoming fear there. Digging back into a wood pile when we're not sure where the copperhead went, that took overcoming some fear. And even for some of the travelers, getting back in the vans and going back down the extremely curvy roads that they knew they got kind of sick on before, just because that's why we had to go to get to the work site. That was overcoming a lot of fears too. And I think, God just helped us do that, and even helped Tyler overcome his fear of dancing in public. So.
I'm Becca. This is my 2nd mission trip, and somewhere I saw God was pretty much the whole entire week with everything, just the music and the way everyone connected so much, and all the nature, and where we stayed. It was just, I fell in pretty much the whole week.
Good morning. My name's Dorothy Bish, and this is my 4th mission trip with the youth. I love it. A little bit of history about where we were staying. This place has been around for a long, long time. A lady and her husband started it, I don't even know how many, 40 years ago? Right after the World War II. And she tried very hard to make this a place for a Christian retreat. And in years past, they just about lost the place, and someone else had a vision that they wanted to continue this mission, and started building it back up. So that's what we were kind of doing, renovating and the ditch digging and wood cutting and all of that. And they did some landscaping too. There was a lady there that does all their landscaping, and they helped with that. But it's building this place back up. They have many, if you go on the website for the Wayfloy retreat, they have many people that have left messages about when they were there many, many years ago, and they keep wanting to come back, and they quit because it got so bad. But now they're starting to come back, and So that is a mission in itself. Where I saw God this week is in all these amazing kids. None of you need to have any worries about these kids, how they acted, and they had fun, of course they did. But they are very respectful. You take them out in different places and they respect everyone they see. Donna and I, they respected us. They just compliments all the time and always wanted to come and help us, and they did. It's just an amazing thing. It's hard to even say what you get out of it spiritually and personally by going on these trips.
Hi, my name's Lily, and this is my second mission trip. This week, I saw God throughout my roommates because we all really connected, and it made the mission trip a lot more fun.
Hi, I'm Megan. This was my 7th trip, my second one as an adult. And I saw God and just the positivity that was everywhere I went. I mean, all the kids were great. None of them complained. Nobody even cared to help do dishes or dig ditches or split wood for 8 hours. And also the positivity of the people we were working for. They had been through so much. The guy, Will, that helped us all week, he and his family had been living in a 2-bedroom apartment for 9 months with all of their stuff packed away in a race trailer. And to see the kids, their excitement and their joy all week, it was just amazing.
This is my first mission trip, and I saw God in the show because she knew how much I missed my mom, and she was like my mom when I was there.
My name is Dave. This is my 5th mission trip, and I saw God in just the things that can be accomplished when God's people work together. And there were some struggles and some little situations here and there. Cody's a good fireman. You should make a calendar. But don't make a calendar. But what can happen when God's people love one another through situations and trials, and it was quite amazing. And so that verse was really true about the mustard seed. You can move a mountain. So.
Hi, my name is Evans. My first mission trip, and I saw God and Dorothy and Donna. They were there every morning to make us breakfast. They were there every night to make us dinner. Just really great food, and it's just really awesome.
Hi, I'm Braden. This is my second mission trip. I think I saw God and just how grateful all the people we were that we worked for, because like no matter how small or boring the projects was for us.
Tiffany, this is my 5th mission trip. I know that we all keep saying how great your students are, and I don't think we can say that enough. This was such a great group, probably the best group I've ever worked with. Like Megan said, they barely complained at all. They got up early and stayed up late, and we had a lot of fun. When we discovered that snake, Evan and I decided that we were going to convince Jeff that we should keep working because it wasn't a rattlesnake. It was worse, but we didn't know that. So we just kept working, and the guys came out and killed it. And, you know, we could have quit because it was scary and it could kill us, but we just kept going, and we all worked as a team. So it was just awesome to see all these students work together.
My name is Buster. This is my first mission trip with these guys, and I saw God this week just through, she said, we can't really say it enough, you guys kids, just the willingness to work. I've never seen a group of high schoolers that were this excited to serve, and just were able to put themselves out there like that. On top of that, they come home and they weren't, you know, they come back to the place, they weren't grouchy about stuff. They came back and they were there for each other, hanging out and making relationships with everybody. You know, all the guys, Evan, Braden, Chase, Neil, and Tyler, they all were pretty close knit all week, and you know, it was just really a blessing to be able to see some of those guys come on their shells and just make new relationships and get to have new relationships with everybody here. So.
I'm Donna, and I went to New York last year, and this year was my second. For me, it's all about the band. If we don't have a band, we are just sulking and sitting in our seats, and I know they've had bumps in the road, and I just hope, Dave, that you can pull some more people in and not give up doing what you're doing, because I think it's really important for those kids that showed up and had no idea what they were going to do that week. It really loosens them up, and some more than others. So anyway, a miracle for me is in the kitchen. My friends know how I love to be in the kitchen. And for me to be in there was a miracle. And sometimes at 5:30 in the morning, Miss Dorothy say, that's the time we gotta go. And so we made miracles happen. She can make something out of nothing. And so I appreciated that so much. And I look forward to the next one. And you better be there.
Hi, I'm Michelle. This is my first mission trip here. I had taken one previously, but when they were talking about wanting people to come on the mission trip, I was like, what on earth am I going to do? There's nothing I can do because I have some physical things going on. But I stacked wood and stacked wood and stacked wood and I zip line. Yeah, talk about fear. That zip line, woo, was so much fun, and I'm gonna have my family. We're gonna go zip lining. Yeah, you're right. But for me, personally, I grew a lot because we had to give away our crosses, and I was able to give some away, but just going up to someone that you really don't know and strike up a conversation, that's not me. I don't do that. Ask my husband, he's the one that talks all the time. But yeah, so I grew a lot, but the kids are just amazing. And I'm ready to go back again next year. They're just a great group of kids, and we just all bonded. And like someone said, we didn't all just sit with our same group all the time. We rotated around, and we played cards with different groups of kids and games and stuff. So you have a great group of kids, guys.
My name is Don. I think this is like my 14th, 15th mission trip, somewhere around there. I kind of quit counting at this point. Where I saw God was the teamwork of not just the adults, but the kids working together, the older ones helping the younger ones, the adults helping each other and helping the kids. We all worked real close as a team, and I saw everybody stepping out of their comfort zone, whether that be somebody running a log splitter for the first time, going down a zip line. And that's terrifying. To jump off, that's terrifying. But also, in some of the guys, as we're down in the thrift store, and I'm not in my comfort zone sorting out women's clothing, and I'm sure the guys weren't. But they stood up and they did it, and they did it with a smile on their face. I think that was just so great to see that happen.
I'm John. Hi, Cody. This is my second mission trip. I think I saw God most with people overcoming their fears. I know, like one of the first days, we were going to Blob, and there was a couple of people that were kind of terrified to jump off, and just seeing them kind of work through that. And seeing the fear in Megan's eyes when Cody jumped off the blob was pretty fantastic. When you see her fly 15 feet in the air and just pure fear. But with that, I was with a group when we were doing whitewater rafting, and they first started off like, oh my gosh, I'm terrified and it's cold and I don't know. And then by like the first wave, they're like, we need to hit more waves. Like there's not, we went surfing on at one point, the guy was doing a handstand, like it was crazy. And they were all in it. At first they were like, I don't know, what if I fall out? And they're like, let's hit another one, flip the raft, I don't care. Like, it was incredible, so that's.
I'm Cody. I think this is like my 16th, 17th trip, something along those lines. Like Donna, I quit counting. Each one's different. Each one, we have a good time. But last night I foolishly left without giving Jeff the car keys to the vans. So once I got to Kendallville, I had to turn around and come right back. And so I had, a good half an hour time to really sit down and think about what I was going to say this morning about my anxiety. So here it goes. I've been on a lot of trips. I've worked with a lot of people. But by far, this group is the best group that I've ever worked with. Their willingness to serve, their willingness to love on one another and to love God, to worship Him, to just be out there in the hot, sticky, nasty weather and not complain. The adults that poured into these kids and the kids that poured into these adults. The worship time, the message times. By far, this has been my best mission trip. And I thank each one of you for that. And I give praise to God for that. This morning, you heard a few of them talk about their crosses, and they gave away their crosses. And so we have a gift for each one of you, and that's a cross to go back with. Tracy is going to hand out crosses to each one of you. And then once you have your cross, you can have a seat, and we're going to watch the video, and you'll get to see some highlights from the week. I just want to pray to close this out, okay? Father God, we just give thanks to this 2018 mission trip. We give thanks to the people that served. We give thanks to the parents that allowed us to be with their kids and pour into them for the week. We give thanks for all the prayers that happened on the mission trip and back here. We give thanks for just about every portion of this trip. You put us where we needed to be. You gave us strength to get up at 5:30 in the morning and start cooking, all the way to staying up real late and watching Moana. You gave us strength to have an awesome dance party, but also to just worship you. You broke down barriers. You've made new friendships. And Lord, you've blessed us in so many different ways. So Lord, as we leave here, we just remember what happened on this trip. We remember the things that were said and done, the friendships that were made, the worship we had, and we never forget to love you and love others as you have loved us. In Jesus' name, amen.